Today, the fights have already started. Wherever you are in the world, let me know where you're coming from. It's Saturday morning here in Sydney, Australia, and I'm going live before I have to go spar. So I got sparring in about an hour. I'm thinking we do about 30 minutes. There's fights already started, and I know a lot of people want to talk about some of some of your picks, some of my picks, and I already gave you my parlay for today, and it's live. So I got an 8 leg parlay working. What's up, goat? I woke up this morning with a lot of messages about the Khalil Ko article in the Ring magazine. So if you guys are unfamiliar, what's up, Sed? I appreciate you. I got sparring an hour. Goat, we'll be sparring together. Wear that mouthpiece. What's up, DJ? Yeah, I sparred last weekend. One of the dudes forgot his mouthpiece, and I'm like, dude, I'm not sparring you. Like, just for the sake of insurance and psychological. What's up, Mac Mac? Any dudes that go into a gym and want to spar without a mouthpiece, I'm like, dude, that's unprofessional, and I'm not going to put anybody at risk. But anyway, also, it's like the same guys who want to spar with like 12-ounce gloves. Once again, last week, that's why I never spar dudes at this stage of the game, guys. I'm old. I don't know how old you guys are who still box, but I won't spar anybody I don't know either. There's no way I'm walking into a gym and like, because I'm in my early 40s, a 25-year-old who I don't know wants to spar me. I'm like, fuck you, dude. There's no way. There's no way I'm about to go in with some animal at 25 who I don't know. So like, I spar just to stay in shape. I spar without my headgear a few times without the mouthpiece is wild. Yeah. So DJ, we do. I'll go without headgear, but like I said, I'm just going against guys my age. We're looking at it more from like the problem-solving perspective, and we're going a lot of rounds. So cardio. We do 3-minute rounds with 20 seconds of rest in between. A lot of the guys I spar with are, fitness sort of guys who just love boxing like us. But yeah, like I said, I got messages all around the board. I got a message from Muscles this morning. I got a message from Gary this morning. I got a couple Instagram messages from you guys. Rafa, what's away? A couple a guy Manny, and they were asking me about the Khalil Ko Ring magazine article that came out today. And he was obviously saying that why he looked so flat against Gallegos the first time was because he had rhabdo. For all of you those who don't know what rhabdo is a condition of the body where your body just breaks down and your kidneys are unable to function properly. You usually see this in CrossFitters, endurance athletes, cyclists, and it's awful. It's what Virgil Ortiz had. You get it from overtraining. Ko said that he had this a couple weeks out from the first Gallegos fight, and this is why he performed flat. He said he couldn't tell anybody, didn't tell his camp, didn't tell his promoter, and he feels that his outcome is going to be a bit different. So I had a bunch of questions about this. Does it change my pick? Said, I appreciate you always supporting the channel. It is the toughest sport in the world, but it's the best sport in the world, mate. It's the best sport in the world. And I think this is what we do on this channel, and I see a lot of you guys on other channels keeping the integrity of the game solid, and that's our duty as well. There's Muscle. What's up, brother? Yeah, Muscle, man. I don't know. I still like Gallegos just for the fact of, we've been talking all week. We've seen the intangibles of the first fight, what happened. Even if Ko was flat, even if Ko was flat, and the fight's in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? It's in Guadalajara. Do we think Ko is going to knock Gallegos out? I don't think so. I have the fight going the distance either way. Cigar, I love that bet. I love that bet. The problem in the Guadalajara area, that's what I'm saying, Raul. We covered this in my breakdown earlier in the week, is fighting at elevation. You know what I'm saying? The air is thinner. And this is why when you see Mexican fighters who come from the Mexican background who fight elsewhere, we just saw Sugar Nunez with it. Amazing gas tanks. Do you think we'll get a small ring? That's interesting. I haven't seen anything, but Cigar, that's a great topic to be looking at, and it's something that I'm going to put in my notes right now when I'm researching fights. I know we mentioned the ring 2 weeks ago in the UK because with that Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn fight, I think Conor requested a smaller ring, and they gave him the smaller ring. So when we're researching these fights and breaking down styles, you bring up a great point. It's probably wise for us to start looking at ring size. We just don't always get that information. Arias and Priest, I like the over and the distance. Yeah, Muscle, that's a great pick. We talked about that. And if you would have taken Priest on the money line 2 days ago, he was $1.20. A lot of money is coming back on him. I think at least here in Australia, it's down to $1.13. Would you believe we still don't have basically all these fights on FanDuel? That's insane. Because my first fight right now has started. So yeah, my parlay right now is live. And there's fight. It's the Gallegos undercard. And we're talking about Daniel Garcia. They only have Priest and Beck Fulghum. That's insane, Kyle. That's wild. I know some of the boys here from America are on 365, Bet 365. I don't know how it works in the States, guys. Are you allowed, no matter where you are, to download any betting app? Or is it based on what state you're from? Like, are they national betting apps? Because here in Australia, I don't know if it's because of the lack of people, we have a few big ones that everybody uses. And I've used the same one since 2013. It's called Sportsbet. And I have an answer for you guys. A lot of you boys, and myself included, when I tell you the odds I get on these fights, a lot of people are like, why are your odds so much better? One of the guys in our group answered that yesterday, and I tipped my hat to him. It's because here in Australia, they give our odds based on thirds. The money line is based on the favorite, the underdog, and the tie. So, for instance, you guys in the States, if you would have bet on the Tank versus Roach fight, and you took Tank to win by money line, and it ended in the draw, that wouldn't have killed your parlay. Here, because I took Tank on the money line and it ended in a draw, my parlay busted, and that's the reason. So it's something to think about, and I've been thinking about which one's better, having higher odds but the draw kills the parlay, or having lower odds and you're safe on the draw. And I actually have to my style, because I like money line betting. I win all my bread and butter is on the money line. I think I'd rather have higher odds with the risk of a draw, because we know the draw is so rare in boxing. So it's kind of like, that's the answer. So when I'm giving you my odds, that's why they're so different. You should take advantage of arbitrage betting. Meets two-way, three-way difference. That's it. Two-way, three-way. Sadly, it differs by state as the tax rules. Bet MGM also does three-way, and I don't like the draw on close fights. Yeah. Okay, so it's good to have the option, guys. I like that. I don't like and there's a couple close fights, man. Even though I released my tape and my breakdown on Bektemir versus Fulghum 3 days ago, and a lot of you guys are torn on that. A lot of us are torn on that. Where to go, Bektemir and Fulghum. I'm obviously taking Beck the bully, but I'm putting Bektemir and I'm putting Gallegos on this. I have them already. I already put my money on a separate parlay. Both fights now, I should mention, at least here, are 50-50 on the odds. Where Gallegos started as a big dog, now it's even money. And then Bektemir was a slight favorite, now that's even money. So it's kind of like in my picks, money went the opposite way on my picks. When I was researching again, I just watched more tape. Now I'm just trying to reason with my pick on why I think I'm more confident now that Bektemir beats Fulghum. Skip it, don't have it, bet all fights. Skip it, don't. Checking it. New York, appreciate you from New York. Good win yesterday, Knicks fans. What's your method of victory for the main and co-main? Why are you mad, Toya? Could you let me know those fights you're referencing? Because we got 3 cards. We got the Guadalajara card. We got 2 Vegas cards coming in. I get thoughts on Munguia. Pradeep, I'm upset. You know, I'm just disappointed. It's kind of frustrating that he popped dirty, because I'm a Jaime Munguia fan, and hopefully it comes. You know, I'm always hoping for the best. We'll see what this B sample looks like. But if it is a clear fail, you got to start looking at that camp. You got to start looking at Eddie Reynoso, the PBC card. So are we talking Caleb? You're talking about the Caleb card with Resendez and Charlo versus Cornflake. DFG decision, but split. So when I'm researching, my issue with the DFG and Beck fight, we know DFG is aggressive. We know he likes to fight that way. We know he doesn't have high experience on his resume. The issue is when he's fighting Bektemir is a southpaw. He's also really sharp, and he has power. And some of the notes, I think the difference is going to be Bektemir's body punching in the pocket. I'm really excited about that. Also, I think the difference is when you look at DFG, he keeps his hands a little bit lower. His guard isn't here. He keeps his hands a little bit lower, and I think that's going to come to bite him. Also, he's a bit over-aggressive. He's a bully-style fighter. He's fighting the bully. I'm confident in that pick. Fulghum, Beck, perfectly live bet. Yeah, you guys are talking about the live bet. Yeah, so yeah, I'm confident. I got Bektemir. I think Caleb Plant wins, obviously. I think Charlo wins, obviously. And then I like Charlo to stop Cornflake. I know a lot of we haven't seen him in a while. People are going to preach the inactivity 2023, but I think Cornflake's tailor-made to get stopped. What's your method of victory? Okay, so the only method of victory I'm confident on for that card, like I said, is Charlo stopping LaManna. And then I think there's going to be a knockdown in the Plant versus Resendez fight. If you watch the tape, Resendez is a smaller guy. He's coming, look at his career, how he's climbed his resume, and look at the weigh-in that I put on our channel. If you look at the face-off, Plant is obviously telling everyone he's going to big brother him, and Plant is a mean guy in there. He doesn't always go for the kill. So if you could get a knockdown prop, maybe if you have a prop on Plant versus Resendez, maybe one to have one knockdown. I really like that. If you want more juice, more odds, because I could see Resendez getting dropped for sure. Is he tough enough to overcome that and finish the fight? Yeah, but Caleb's going to be the bigger guy, and I like everything I've seen from Caleb. He's a mean guy in there, and we'll see. I think Resendez is brave for taking this fight. I think he's going to be in over his head in terms of what Plant is going to show him in the ring. Gallegos for the rim, ref will stop it. Yeah, Gallegos, I'm confident in that pick too, based off of Guadalajara, based off of we know the psychological game of boxing. Got stopped. Do you think Beck stops Fulghum? Beck could easily stop Fulghum late. I definitely think stylistically Beck could stop Fulghum late, and if Beck does stop Fulghum, it'll be late. The under one have knockdowns. Problem plan is paying 180. I don't see there being 2 knockdowns. Yeah, Okay, that's interesting. So maybe you take the under 1.5. Caleb stop him. Caleb could stop him. Yeah, DJ, I like that too. And I think both guys, we have to remember the narrative of this card. We know about not only the casuals want to see it. If you ask the casuals, they'll know a little bit. Hopefully they know a little bit about Charlo, Big Charlo. They might call him Jermel and get his name wrong. But they might remember the slap that went viral with Caleb. So that's why this card was built, right? We wanted Maul to have a, not a stay busy fight, but a warm-up sort of thing. And that's what he's getting against Cornflake. He could stop him. And Caleb wants to show, why he's at the top level. Caleb still talks about wanting to get his get back against Canelo. And there's a lot of intrigue in that division as well when you think about the Bektemir and Fulghum fight. What levels are these guys on? I don't think Fulghum is world-class yet. Can he get there? We'll see. I can see Caleb winning by 2. Under 1. Muscle, I think that's a great bet. So what is under 1.5? I don't see Beck winning a decision. He needs a knockout, which is possible. I think Beck. So I took Beck money line hands, and I think Beck can stop him based on everything I said. And look, we could psychoanalyze everything, right? There's no fights or locks. Anything can happen in this sport. That's why we love it. If it was super predictable, well, I am 55 for 56 on the money line. So. Fingers crossed. What I was getting at is when I look at Fulghum's style, which I love, he's so aggressive. He's just happening to fight a guy whose nickname's the Bully. Orthodox for southpaw. Watch how Fulghum enters the pocket. He keeps his hands low, mate, and they're here. And you put that aside and watch Beck's body work. Beck has really good body punching, and he's an accurate puncher. Doesn't have the volume Fulghum has. He doesn't throw as many punches, but he has power. And I think Beck's going to break him down late. I like that fight. If the fights were super predictable, the boost will allow us to bet on boxing. Yeah, so let's clarify that. There's no such thing in boxing as locks. So let's keep that. But we do on this channel, my due diligence. I study my ass off all week for you guys. And I'm just kind of like a conduit of what I learn. So that's why you come to the channel, and, we're growing. So I appreciate you guys. Wherever you are, could you like this video? Just remember to like it. That's all I ask. Could you also let me know where you're coming from, and then shoot the questions, because we have this fight card already started. We got the my first fight on my long parlay that I gave you guys. I am going to give you one parlay right now. So if you have a pen, get a pen out, or you could rewind this live stream. Because the way I've broken my parlays up this weekend is today the fights, the Gallegos co-card, and then tomorrow with the Plant card. Hernandez versus Davis. I love the Cuban in that. I love Yenli Hernandez in that. He's a dog. I bet on the fight. I have the fight goes the distance. I can see Beck winning by knockout. Same history vault. All right, so we can build this one together. Now, these fights start tomorrow. So this is my second parlay of the weekend. I've already given you my first parlay. The first one paid $1.44. Here we go. All right, there are a few fights that start on this parlay in about 6 hours. So if you take Eric Priest money line, this is just a money, guys. This is just a money line parlay, by the way. This is a money line parlay. So I'm taking Eric Priest money line. I like Carl Martin. Carl Martin is the Filipino fighter. He's at $1.14 money line. I like Blancas money line. I like Isaac Lucero money line against Valenzuela. I know some of Valenzuela fans were in my feed yesterday, but Isaac should win that fight. I like the Cuban Yenli Hernandez at $1.20. And then I'm just putting on Maul and Caleb. And that's 2-1. That to me, 2-1 with those picks, I'm not gonna call that a lock, but goddamn, it's pretty close. That's a 7-leg parlay on the money line. That's where I make all my money. I know a lot of the boys here make their money on method of victories, the over and unders, the knockdowns. Listen to them. They know that a lot of smart bettors are on my feed, my channel. Like I said, I make all my money on the money line, and my methods are pick winners, be patient, save, and just keep rolling over. And that's what we've done. We won on Wednesday in Japan. We won last Sunday in Poland. And fingers crossed we win in Mexico. And we're just going to roll that over till tomorrow. Who wins? I like Yenli Hernandez, and I could see him stopping Kyron Davis. I know Kyron Davis is tough. A lot of people love Kyron Davis, but Yenli Hernandez is a legit Cuban prospect, undefeated, who's aggressive as hell, who has all the feet but also the power. Caleb and Charlo to win a cash. Get it, Manny. That's what I'm talking about. That's dude, I don't ever want to say it's a gimme, but you should be comfortable with that pick. Charlo and Caleb, and that's, man, you know, when we're talking about low risk, that's what we're talking about. Now, if you guys want to find underdogs in method of victory bets and put them on the same ticket and get odds like 40-1, do that, but don't go heavy on those picks. Damn, that's not even money here. My 7-leg or the money line he just said is probably like $1.14. I don't know his whole ticket. He said 3,200. But the 7 legs I just read you 2-1. Priest, Martin, Blancas, Lucero, Hernandez, Charlo, and Plant. That pays here 2-1. Now, if you guys have that draw, maybe that's probably like $1.60. But I don't know where you guys are tuning in from. Are any of you guys getting the undercard right now? Like wherever I'm trying to find the undercard in Guadalajara, because I know the fight started. Give me 1 second. Daniel Garcia. No, the Fulghum card started. So yeah, the Golden Boy card started 20 minutes ago, and I have on that card 5 prospects: Dominguez, Garcia, Flores, Pacheco, and Griffiths. So we need those to come through. And then I put the main event guys on a separate ticket. But let me know who you guys like. Let me know how you're winning. So tonight I'll probably go live. I got to go spar now, and this is just going to be a short live. I'm going to go spar. I'm going to come back. I'm going to see how we're doing. I'm going to go live for the main event. I'll probably be able to get back in time for the live for the Eric Priest fight. You should post a parlay in the community. So I do. Excited for that co-fight. Guys, good luck with everybody. No matter if you're going against my picks, I hope you win. I'll be back on my channel live in probably 3 hours. Let's get this money. And like I said, good luck to everyone. I appreciate everyone for the support. Like this video and stay tuned.